enough to send you a little devotional blessing today, then welcome. Maybe you stumbled on us by accident, and I believe that that's a divine providence. So, welcome. This is Daily Devotions with Pastor Chris. I am Pastor Chris, and this is episode 767. And it's absolutely a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to serve you this morning a little dose of the Holy Ghost and a little bit of His Word. So we're going to get into it today. I want to welcome all of you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are coming to us from. And excuse me. So let's get into today's lesson. We've been on a little series about the Christmas carols and what do they mean, and in some cases we talk about where they come from. Some cases we just run parallels. But today I want to talk about the carol "Joy to the World." Joy to the world. That one. The Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Kind of hard to do at 6:30 in the morning, but anyway. So today I want to read to you from the book of Psalms, and we're going to be reading the 98th Psalm, Psalm 98, verses 3 and 4. Here's what the psalmist says. He says, "He has remembered His love and His faithfulness to Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music." Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Now, it's interesting. Years ago, when I was a youth pastor, I was riding into work with a colleague, and he and I were having some discussions about Christmas carols. So it was this time of year. He was doing some worship for the Christmas service, and he said to me, "Did you know that Joy to the World is not actually a Christmas song?" To which I quickly rebutted, and I was like, "Yes, it is. I sing it every single Christmas." And he's like, "Yes, we do. We sing it every Christmas, but it was not written as a song to celebrate the birth of Christ necessarily." One of the most famous Christmas carols of all times was not written with a single jingle bell in mind. These words were penned by a British composer, Isaac Watts, in the year 1719. And it was first published in a collection of Christian hymns based on Jewish psalms, okay, right out of the scriptures. Particularly, it was inspired by the psalm we just read, Psalm 98, when it says, "All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of God. Shout for joy to the world. The Lord is," it says, "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth." And so the command of the psalmist is, all the world shout for joy because the Lord has come. Now, many people believe that this carol, if you will, is actually written to commemorate or to celebrate the second coming of Jesus when He comes to take His church. Well, I don't know if that's the case or not, but Psalm 89, what we do know about it is what's called a royal psalm, meaning it's from the Davidic line, comes from King David's family. You know, David wrote many of the Psalms. Solomon, of course, wrote most of Proverbs. And so you've got this Davidic line, the family of David. And do you know who came from the Davidic line? Of course you do. His name is Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus, the Messiah, the chosen one. He is our Christos, or the Christ. Jesus has come. He came through the Davidic line. So this psalm that was written so many years before was a Davidic psalm of joy and of praise to God, because they had seen the salvation of the Lord. Now, while ancient Israelites imagined this song was about a physical king, maybe even David, sitting on a throne in Jerusalem, it was actually not written for a physical king, but for a spiritual king who will sit on a throne in heaven. Of course, we know that to be Jesus. But you got to think about it. If you're somebody who needs saving, right? You're somebody in crisis. You are being persecuted. You're going through tremendous pressure. You've got stuff that's coming or encroaching in on you. It's consuming your mental space. It's taking up valuable time in your day, and you need deliverance, right? So if you're somebody who needs saving and salvation comes, what happens? Well, for instance, if you're flying in the ocean, right, and there's no end to the depth of that ocean, and you are running out of strength, and you know that you're going to sink, and somebody throws you a life preserver, what do? When a loved one goes into the emergency room and a caring and informed doctor diagnoses and remedies the ailment quickly, what do? When salvation comes, we are grateful, we are thankful, life gets really simple. It gets very linear, right? We're not worried about what shoes we wear or how good our hair looks or what does our bank account look like. When salvation comes and you're in a place of saving, you're not concerned about opulence or overage or more than enough. What you are concerned about is being saved. And when salvation arrives, what we do is we celebrate. And that's what this song is all about. It's the arrival of King Jesus means that true joy has come to the world. Joy has come to the world, right? The Lord has come, so joy has come. Not just for you individually, although it is for you individually, but the joy has come for the whole world collectively. Folks, I have to tell you, pre-Christ, true joy may not have existed in this world. Now, unfortunately, people describe themselves as joyful during Christmas, right? We get into this season and we're like, oh, it's the most wonderful time of the year, right? And we claim joy, but I would argue that stress, maybe, sad, certainly, broke, you bet, but joyful, that one's tricky. Because Christmas is a really challenging season for many people, and maybe even for you. Maybe you're watching this thing and you're just kind of wanting us to get through Christmas. And celebrations for you might be a grim reminder of hardship and loss and anguish and maybe grief. Maybe there's a lot of things that are tied to your Christmas experience that you just are tired of reliving year in and year out. And with all of this sorrow, how can we sing joy to the world, right? But I can assure you that authentic, real, tangible joy is not found in the festivities. It's not found in a gift. It's not found in the white elephant exchanges. It's not found in toys that break or credit card, because the credit card bills are going to come and the calendar is eventually going to switch over to December 26th. Joy comes from only one place, one source. Joy to the world. Why can we proclaim that? The reason why is because the Lord has come. True joy comes from Jesus. Did you know that? The true joy. And this is why people can go through horrific experiences and still have joy. I think, I haven't looked at the names on the stream yet, but I think of our dear brother Dave, who for 9 months was laid up in a bed, right? And I went to visit him on 3 occasions, twice in Boston and once here while he was still at Heritage Village. And I will tell you that if anyone had a reason to complain, that man had a reason to complain. If anyone had a reason to be stifled and upset and angry and bitter, and he did. But every time I met him, all he could talk about was the goodness of God and the joy of the Lord and how happy he was to be able to be a part of the family. That's joy. That's joy, guys. That's what joy does. It keeps you connected to the reality that your sin, though scarlet, you were made white as snow. That though you were once lost and dying and blind, now you are found and you are seeing again, right? And so joy has come, but you cannot be joy. You cannot associate joy with happiness. We often try to relate the two words, but they're completely autonomous. They're totally different from each other. See, and here's a good definition. Happiness is based on the word happen, right? That's the root of happiness, is what happens. It's when your circumstances make you feel good, right? It makes you happy. So happiness is directly associated with the feelings which are intrinsically tied to your circumstances. And guess what? They are as fickle as the weather. You can be happy and feeling good, and you can get one text, one bad look, one cut off, somebody cut you off on the road, somebody says the wrong thing, looks at you sideways, one thing can happen and your happiness can go right down into the dumps in an instant because they're associated with your feelings, and feelings are fickle. But happiness is based on what happens to you. But joy is different. See, happiness comes from what's around you, but joy comes from what's within you. And when you have Jesus, when Jesus has come to you, you have joy. You can have joy in this world despite the empty chair at the table. You can have joy in this world and experience it despite the heartbreak that you had earlier this year. You can still have joy despite your limitations of your situation or your condition. And you say, well, how is that possible? Because the Lord has come. Let earth receive her king. When you receive the king and you make room, what does it say? Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her king. Let every heart prepare him room, right? And heaven and nature sing. When your heart prepares room for him, then you can sing along with heaven and nature. In other words, everything that is in you will rejoice. It has to rejoice. It has to rejoice because everything in heaven and earth bows, and all of heaven and nature sing. It all bows to Jesus. In other words, everything that's in you will rejoice. It must respond to her creator. So when Jesus enters your life, he brought joy with him. So guess what, my friend? Today you can have joy in this world because the Lord has come. So let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature will sing. And so when people look at you and people observe the hard things that you might be facing and going through, they will be perplexed as to why you still have your head held high, why you are still smiling, why you still have a little dip in your hip and a little glide in your stride. They're going to look at you and they're going to think, why? What is so good when everything in their life is so bad? I think, and I know that Tom and Colette. I mean, you guys know this is no secret. They sadly lost their son Chris just a couple weeks ago, and I have rarely seen a couple that have just leaned in so heavily on Jesus and on his church, and not so that they can have people, with a poor me party, but they have joy in their life. And I mean, I'm blessed every time every time they get around anybody. They're like, hey, listen, I want you to know I love you and I care about you, and they hug you, and I'm like, man, you're going through hell right now, but you're still got your head up. And the reason why is because their heart has made room for Jesus. And that's true of anybody who's going through, and we all go through hardships. And this time of year can be particularly challenging for anybody to go through, because you face some real hard times. But when you have Jesus in your heart, then joy comes and heaven and nature can sing. So I want to encourage you today. If you've not asked Jesus to be Lord of your life, make room in your heart for him today. Let him sit on the throne of your heart. Let him be the focus and the reason for this season. And I promise you, you will have a joy unspeakable that is full of his glory. It only comes from heaven. So that's it today, guys. That kind of rounds out our week with the carols. I want to just welcome those of you who are on with us. There's Tom Jagoda right there, first one in line on Facebook. Kim, and I'm sure Colette is right there with you. Kim Zabrowski, good to see you. Melissa Morse, Tammy Schiavone. We're going to see you later, Tammy. So looking forward to that. Athena Detlefs, nice to see you on. Deirdre Mitchell, Joe Duhamel, Lauren Lopez, John Cookson, Aline Toma, Jean Hickman, God bless you. Welcome Kim Sikowski and Joe, God bless you. Joe, I already said hi to Joe Duhamel. Hey, Dad, good morning. Welcome to you, Renee Galuza. Nice to see you on this morning. Welcome, Narda. Hope you're feeling some better today. Praying for you, believing for healing. Denise and Yvonne LeBlanc, always great to have you guys on today or every day. So welcome, Cindy, my Aunt Cindy. God bless you. Think about you all the time. And so good that you just tune in, especially since it's only 5:30 in the morning there. So John, good to see you. Len Pace, nice to see you always, my friend. God bless you, buddy. Rose Martinez on. Good morning, Rose. God bless you. Welcome to all of you this morning. Let's see here. Eileen Gressy, God bless you. And Jem, welcome today on the DDPC stream. Lauren Green, good to have you. Looking forward to seeing that new addition to your family. God bless you. Jacqueline Campoli, nice to see you, Jacqueline. Welcome. Marika and Attila, welcome, guys. Love you both. And praying for you guys all the time. Scott Dobler, welcome. You and Janetta. Tara Menard, welcome. Thank you for being on with us today. Welcome, you guys. Man, you guys are Scott Blakeman. Good to see you. Deb Click, always nice to have you. Lots of Elena Patton, nice to have you on. Lots of talking on here, which is wonderful. Love the community. So grateful. Let's see. Thank you, Jesus. Louise Ganua, nice to have you on, Louise. Welcome. Let's see. Melissa Morse on with us. Good to see you, Melissa. Welcome. Okay, that's all that I see on Facebook. And let's go over here to Instagram real quick and just give you a shout out to Paula, nice to have you on. I got to tell you guys, I really love your house. It's so fun. I look forward I'm looking at every time I come by. Krista, nice to have you. CB Fur, Kathy Lakowski, Nancy Desjardins, Melissa Yerington, well, formerly Yerington, welcome. Let's see. Oh, Chad is on with us this morning. Tanya Taylor, Sarah Carlack, Shannon Schmidt, Heine, Elizabeth Orlando, Diane Riley, Michelle Allen, Tom Keefe, Nancy Negron, Athena, Tim Jones is double dipping today. Good to see you on both streams today. God bless you, bud. And I think, let's see, Jeanette Lynn Willis, what's up, my beautiful bride, as she drops Russell off to school. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for being a part of today's stream. Okay, before we go, quick announcement. You're going to get an invitation about this hopefully today. This coming Sunday evening, December 11th, is the installation service for Pastor JC and Wendy at their new church, and you are all invited. So if you've got some time, it's a little bit of a drive to New Britain. It's about half an hour up 84. But if you've got some time and you would like to come and shoulder some support to JC and Wendy, it would be awesome for us to come and to release them into their new assignment there in New Britain, Connecticut. And so that's going to take place at 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. So I just wanted to toss that out there, and hopefully you can come. So you'll be getting an invitation of that on if you're part of our mailing lists and if we have your info. If we don't get your info, please go to our app or go to our website, call the office, email Sue at admin@cornerstonect.org. There's a number of ways to get signed up so that you know everything that's going on around Cornerstone Church. All right, guys, love you all. Thank you for your time. God bless you, and I will see you on Monday. God bless. Bye-bye.